Hi, I'm Gloria Fulleron and I'm a founder of Leantime. Leantime is a people-first project management system where we empower diverse minds to see their impact and find meaning in work again. Hi, welcome to this Leantime tutorial on how to use the My Work dashboard to optimize your workflows. In this video in particular, we're going to cover the high-level use of why the My Work dashboard exists, how to use it to optimize your workflow if you're neurodivergent, and to cover the features that really go into that. So the first thing we're going to take a look at here is the widget factor on this board. The widgets allow you to move and customize this. You can actually delete and reorganize this one. You can hide them and then re-add them in the project settings, making the board really yours. This view is entirely your view tied to your profile. It's the culmination of all of the work in the system. And so what you'll see is that as you create your account and you create your project, you set up all of this work. And what this view does is it takes a task that might be assigned across 5 different projects and it puts them in one place for you, showing due dates, showing the details around it, and then we bring in these features that help you optimize your ability to work on the day-to-day basis. This first section up here, you're gonna see time box task completed, the task completed in the last 7 days, your total tasks left, and even the goals that you're contributing to, which we'll cover in another video. For the sake of this discussion though, you will hear me say over and over again that dopamine is secreted on the path to a goal. So if you're somebody who has ADHD and your dopamine is sometimes a challenging experience, and in case you're not familiar with what dopamine is, it's a neurotransmitter in your brain that helps drive motivation. And so for somebody who has normal processing of dopamine in their brain, they can say to themselves, I need to take out the trash, and get up and take out the trash. Somebody who has more challenged dopamine processing in the brain might say, I need to take out the trash, and then the next day I need to take out the trash, and then the next day I need to take out the trash. In that situation, that is literally why Leantime exists. And well, we may not be the best place to put notes about taking out the trash. We are still looking at how do we take the tips and tricks and the things that boost dopamine and put them in a way and present information in a way that makes it easier and better when we're at work. So from there, that's what this view up top starts to lean into, is that you get to see progress as it's happening, as you complete things. I'm going to skip this status update due here, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the organization pieces. So you have a calendar here, and then you have your to-dos and your tasks. You can organize these by due dates, by project. You can quick add a to-do and assign it to a project. You can also use AI to prioritize your tasks, which we'll touch on in a minute. The big thing here that we're highlighting is that these tasks can be dragged and dropped. And the relevance for that, and I might actually end up wiping this one off because I've already planned for it, but time boxing is a commitment. So if you have ADHD, one of the things you can do is create another layer of commitment that helps support your ability to get started. In this case, it's making a commitment to your calendar. My calendar here on this demo account clearly doesn't have anything in it, but if I go in as a calendar view, I can actually import my calendar and then bring in my calendar from Microsoft, from Google, and actually color code it if I have multiple. And then I can schedule my tasks in between the meetings and the events and the things that I'm already working on. Again, that's that level of commitment. It makes it a more deliberate thing that gets harder to push off. I like to say it's similar to body doubling without the other body. It gives you just a little bit more of that oomph. The other things to highlight here is that this shows you when the task is due, and you can update that there. This shows you when the tasks are scheduled to start, so you can schedule your tasks ahead of time. I touched on a little bit about AI priority. So Leo, our AI, will actually prioritize your tasks, not on the project level, but on the my work side, and organize them based on when you, based on due dates, based on priority, based on what's going on with the tasks, but then also based on science-based practices. And Leo usually pops up with a message on in the corner telling you exactly what he is prioritizing and what approach he's using to do that. The other thing to call out here is that you can rate how you feel about these tasks on an emoji rating scale. We got the red, angry, swearing face, tests that make you want to vomit, to the elated unicorn, those rare tests that you wish you saw more often. This is entirely private. There is no way for your manager to know how you feel about these tasks. And even if you're in office, once you make a selection, nobody can walk behind you and see it either. In this situation, this goes back into the priority feature. And what it does in the priority feature is that for somebody who has ADHD in particular, the tasks that you hate might be the very last thing that you decide you're going to start to work on. That is not always a good thing. Coming from somebody who had never-ending panic the day before all of my papers were due because I never started them. What this does is it looks at the other tasks that you're assigned, and maybe there is a task with similar qualities that you like that can be paired with this task that you don't like. So it's really taking from this idea of once you get started, it's easier to keep moving, and then pairing them together so that you can flow from like-minded thing into like-minded thing without having to switch context and think about, I don't really want to do that. That's a very quick high-level overview of this right here. This goes a step farther though. One of the other best practices for somebody who has ADHD is to just get started. Easier said than done. One of the ways that you can just get started is through a pomodoro timer. The word pomodoro is Italian for tomato. Old school tomato timers that you would find in a kitchen would only go to a certain length, and so that's what you're doing here. You're scheduling a task for 25 minutes. That means that if you are in a mode and you can't get started, you can talk yourself into, I can do just anything for 25 minutes. Anything for 25 minutes. And it's the art of getting started that you need to overcome that hurdle. And this gives you another way of committing to do that. What you'll also see in here is the ability to take a break, take a long break, a custom time frame, and then the just breathing. The just breathing will actually guide you to breathe in and out based on a best practice box method, just to help decrease cortisol in the body and get you ready to relax and start to work. Biggest thing on the Pomodoro though, if you're someone who needs to track time either for clients or you do grant work, what you can do is click start here, and behind my face up in the top corner, a timer gets started. This timer will move your work over to the timesheets, so you can track the work you can track the time that you're spending on your work related to these tasks. Last thing I want to highlight here is the notes section. This note is, when I say it's your work dashboard, it is your work dashboard. This note section doesn't tie into the projects at the moment. We may modify that in the future through our tags, but at the moment it is entirely yours. There are always going to be those tasks that come up in the middle of something or don't belong in a project. In that situation, we highly recommend that you use the notes section to just jot yourself a note and create a checklist. There is a sense of completion that still comes from a traditional, I scratched something off, and you can still get that feel in the view here. The last piece on this board that you can see more immediately is going to be the writing update section. Status updates can be really interrupting and disruptive to somebody who is in a hyper-focus mode, especially when they are ill-timed. So for project managers or those who have to collect status updates from the team, one, that can be very challenging. Two, that is very disrupting and jarring for the team themselves. So RAI will actually, you can program when you need to to get status updates from team members, and AI then presents that to you, allowing you to click in and create the updates that you need for those individual tasks. Once you set them and save them, we take them and the AI will actually rewrite a version in a pre-formatted report that's ready to ship off and be reviewed by the PM or whoever else needs to approve it before it gets sent out. The last thing here is going to be the Project Hub. This Project Hub view is intended for the visual effect. So I find over and over again that when I'm talking to individuals who are neurodivergent, there is often a visual component or a systems component. They think in things on how they all relate together. Now, this doesn't show you the interconnections between projects, but it gives you more of this entrance sort of, these projects are all working together. This is part of what's going on in the company. And so you can click into projects and you will also see plans here and strategies. Let me find a project like this one. You can save these to the top, but this going into a project creates a more deliberate feeling than you might get sometimes from a traditional dropdown where you don't necessarily know what to expect. So on that other view, you can see who's been assigned to this project, who's working on it with you, and get more information on a very high level. Tagging on along with that, the other piece that you should be aware of is that when you log in and create your first account in Leantime, you start at the project level. To get the most value out of the My Work dashboard, you need to start at the project level. And in doing that, you'll create your tasks. Every task that you create gets assigned to you initially. So unless you change that, what you'll end up seeing is that as you create tasks, there begins to be this separation between what is my daily and what is my project, which is a continual in motion thing. So you'll get that separation, but to really harness that, you have to make sure that you are setting a good foundation at the project level to optimize for what the My Work experience can be like. That will also add into how goals are being contributed to, and I will explain that in another video. Otherwise, that is the quick high-level overview and run-through of how the My Work dashboard works. If you have any questions, please reach out either to our community chat in Discord or through email. Again, thank you.